Hello. This is Barrettus here, just making my first video guide for you guys actually on the Prot Warrior Discord, so I hope it helps out a lot. There's a lot of you that are frequently asking for Mage Tower help, so I've just got onto a second warrior that I have access to get this done. Let's get into it. The first things I want to talk about, of course, are going to be the talents that you will use. Let's have a look here. Controversially, I use Shockwave for this. I believe it helps a lot, as you can hit the nether horrors as well as the boss. With a little bit more gear, I would probably use Stormbolt, given that your damage is so high that the reduced cooldown on Shockwave doesn't seem to help too much at all. But I find Shockwave helps a lot in Phase 2 as well, with those pesky Infernals, so that is a personal choice. My recommendation, of course, is Shockwave. Okay, these are the talents that I used. This row here, Impending Victory, almost critical to this. Every time you kill one of the adds, you'll get the heal, so you want to be using that as much as possible to mitigate the Mind Blast. Renewed Fury and Avatar as well are actually both very good choices. If you have lower gear and your damage isn't as high, and you can get a second use out of Avatar, I would recommend that. Firstly on the opener, on the Inquisitor, and then second again when Cruel comes out with all of your cooldowns active to maximize those damage windows. For this video I used Renewed Fury as there was more than enough damage and Avatar wasn't up at an ideal time again. Bounding Stride can be invaluable, having that on cooldown to in Phase 2, getting out of the green circles that he does when he stomps on you, but also getting as a very quick get out of jail for you to get into one of those orbs that Valen spawns on the ground for a quick heal. The last three talents go without saying. Devastator, it's our best defensive and defensive rolled into one talent. Booming Voice and Anger Management. Okay, talking about a few of the consumables that you want to use as well here. Bear Tartar, okay, that is does a hugely beneficial boost to your speed. Every time you kill an ad, there's lots of ads to kill, you'll have that buff up a lot, and you want to stay in the move of this as well when moving away from those Infernals to avoid the knockback. Potion of Old War for damage. You can use Prolonged Power. There's no real huge advantage or disadvantage to each there, not in current content and with the gear that you have available to yourself. I used Old War in this video. Drums of Fury, goes without saying, you'll want to use those at the start of Phase 2 as soon as Cruel spawns, just to front load as much damage as you can before having to kite, dodge and manage your cooldowns. Defiled Augment Rune, always optional, but I'm a huge fan of staying as maximum possible buffed as often as you can. So that's the preparation that you want to do. I'm going to assume when I make this kill that you've had a few attempts yourself and you're aware of the ads. Quick rundown though, in case you haven't. The Infernals, these are probably the most annoying. They spawn 1 to 2 of these over the course of the encounter. They're big, they're slow, they don't do any damage, but periodically they will knock you back. You need to stay on the move for them. There's Nether Horrors. They spawn in groups of 4. They do a little bit of damage, just keep shield block up for them, use your AoE, burn them down. One quick thing to remember for those is that if you are struggling to survive, it can help to pick them off one at a time as to proc your Impending Victory for a lot more healing in case you need it. And the last ad is the little eyes, the annoying little eyes. If you don't watch them, they channel a beam. If you are not facing them, they'll knock you off the cliff. So I usually use my charge, get to them, kill them as quickly as possible, or just make sure you're well aware of where they are. Legendary selection on this warrior here, I didn't have much choice. I have Prot and Cephas. Cephas was helpful. There is a fair bit of interrupting in Phase 1. Prot, look, the bubble is always helpful. There's never a bad situation to have it. In an ideal world, you would either have the gloves, the belt, or the braces, or any combination thereof. It just makes your experience a hell of a lot easier. Another few things on your UI that you're going to want to set up. Okay, you want to know how big your absorb is at any one time. Okay, I've got that here on my player frame. You can see there 1.18 million. That's from Prot. Only because every time the Inquisitor casts Mind Flay, you're going to want to know if your Ignore Pain will allow you to survive that hit or not, or whether you need to use a major cooldown. I do also have a few additional things set up. I'll focus myself here. Okay, I make my focus target nice and big, and I put a big cast bar on it. Okay, I'll bring up here. I'll unlock my quartz bars. Okay, you can see there, that's the cast bar for my focus on the right hand side. you want to know what the boss is using at any one time. You want to set up a macro to focus your current target. You'll want to have the Inquisitor focus so you can see his cast, and when Cruel comes out you'll want to focus him as quickly as possible so that you know when he uses Annihilate and Twisted Reflections. The last little UI element that I've got that I'd like to recommend is an add-on called Need to Know. You need to know how to track your Aura of Decay. Golden rule, don't get any more than 5 stacks of that. That comes as a very helpful hint in maintaining your health at an acceptable level to live. Yeah, other than that, you're good to go. Make sure you know when your spell reflect is off cooldown. Make sure you keep shield block ready for critical times. In phase 2, you need to be using shield block for the first 2 annihilates. If you haven't killed it by then, you want to maybe couple it with a demo shout or a shield wall, okay, and go from there. Okay, let's go and give it a go. Protection Warrior in the Mage Tower. Make sure you got your buffs up. I'm missing my rune. Let's pop one of them. I've got a set of drums here ready for this as well. You want to save them to Cruel right now. You want to make sure you focus the Inquisitor and you're ready for your opener. For me, because I'm wearing Cephas, I'm going to interrupt the first. I'm going to ignore Pain Soak the second cast. I'll reflect the third for a little bit of extra damage and see where we're at with Drain Life at that point. It's very important that you're just watching his cast. As long as you've got over 2.5 million health, you'll be fine. Don't forget your pre-pot. Charging in, and here we go. So we've got that interrupt up straight away. We're hitting hard, Ignore Pain Soaking this one, it's at 5 million. We're spell reflecting this, we're almost at 5 stacks of our buff, so it's time to get out of there. It's an early Drain Life. I've decided to use Shockwave for that, as the Nether Horrors are about to spawn now as well. Our buff is about to fall off. We're going to go back in and let them come to us. Okay, I've just interrupted his cast again. I pop Battle Cry. We're going for a lot of damage here. Don't forget to keep healing yourself. Okay, that's very important. I've just popped Shield Wall there for a little bit of extra help. And I'm going to use this orb to interrupt the Drain Life. It's not always ideal, but it's a bit of a get out of jail free card. I'm going to kill this here. I'm going back in now as well. Make sure you continue your movement as much as possible, for the Infernal will knock you out. Getting that interrupt back out. I do have Shockwave right now. I've used Spell Reflect. Here we go. We're going to Shockwave him to interrupt this cast. This Infernal is knocked down, so any time now is an excellent time to knock him out. So we've popped our cooldowns. We're going for the kill here. We've got a few extra adds. Cruel is not far off. We've got 2 eyes up. We've got Cruel down. Make sure you've got him focused as well. Okay, I'd hate for you to miss out on his casts because of that. Make sure you've got. Here we go. That's an early annihilate. An early leap. Twisted Reflections. We've spell reflected that. All systems are go. Now you've got the Infernal back up again as well. Now, make sure you stay on the move for there as well. Using Shockwave when you can. Stunning adds as well. Using these circles can be very good. There we go. Look at that. Don't forget to pop all your cooldowns. Use your pot. Use your drums now as well. Staying moving. Make sure you've got shield block up at all times. He's using Annihilate. Keeping on moving, keeping on moving. There we go. We're out of that. Get ready for his next Annihilate. We've got shield block up. He could use Twisted Reflections at any time as well, so being very ready here with your spell reflect as well. That's super important. You would hate to have that fall off at this point of the fight. Okay, I'm nearly dead here. I want to go for one of these orbs. Perfect. Wonderful healers at 6%. Popping damage cooldowns. We're popping shield block and shield wall at that point. Ready for finishing him off. And that's how you do it. Okay, that was very fast paced. There was a lot to take in. There was a few mistakes made as well. You just need to do it on the fly. Yeah, I hope that helped. I'm just thinking out loud and looking forward to making another video. Thank you very much for watching.
He is overloading himself with power. Look out!